May I come in, sir?
Yeah, please come.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please take your seat. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, Devesh,
Yes.
would you like to remove mask or you would like to keep it?
No, remove it. That will be better.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, tell us about yourself, Devesh.
Sir, I born in Bhilai, Chhattisgarh, and I brought up therein. Then in 2015, I given the examination JEE Advanced and selected for the B.Tech program in IIT Delhi. And during my graduation, I get interested in structural engineering, and I joined the master's program there, and I completed my master's in 2020. From then onwards, I am preparing for engineering service examination.
Okay. So you have done from IIT Delhi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So you have been in Delhi for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us major parks in Delhi.
There are major parks in Delhi. Sir, the Lodi Garden is there, and the Rajpath, the area around the Rajpath.
That they are not defined parks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. They are open areas.
The small park is there in Connaught Place. That's it, sir.
In front of IIT Delhi, what is there?
Yes, sir. That's the park named Rose Garden.
Rose Garden. And next to Rose Garden is what?
Sir, I don't remember that.
Deer Park?
Yes, sir. Deer Park. That
You
is
haven't gone?
near. I've not gone there.
Okay, you have not gone. ठीक है. Okay. Why you were interested in structural engineering?
Sir, actually, I want to pursue my stream. So, as per our professors, the B.Tech degree, the B.Tech graduation is not enough to pursue the same stream.
So
Some
you wanted to
specific knowledge.
you wanted to do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would be interested in now. I find your hobby is aero modeling, and your father is loco pilot. Then sport, tech, and watching news related to world affairs.
Yes, sir.
So, what is happening in world today?
Sir, actually, the hot news is around the world is the Ukraine and Russia conflict in the eastern Ukraine, where the Russian declared the two independent new states in the Donbas region, and they are signed the agreement to protect it, and that's why the Russian troops are advancing.
So, one is the Russia, basically Ukraine crisis.
Yes, sir.
The other?
The second one is the few days back the foreign minister talks in the Australia Quad meeting for the Quad meeting.
Why are you interested? Why structural engineer is interested in world affairs?
Actually, sir, the trigger point is the last year the Galwan Valley crisis. Galwan Valley crisis. From there, I got to know that we are lacking the infrastructure in the border areas. So from there, I get triggered.
You got developed.
Yes, sir.
So tell us major tunnels which have been done.
Sir,
across
recently the
Himalayas.
Rohtak tunnel is made by the Border Road Organization, and near the Galwan Valley there are many construction are being made.
No, so
Rohtak tunnel only I know about.
only Rohtang tunnel.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything in Himachal?
No, sir, I am not able to recollect it.
Okay. Largest bridge in
Chenab Bridge
in northeast.
in northeast. In northeast.
Major bridges, many bridges were inaugurated
Actually, I
by Prime
don't
Minister.
remember its name.
Not a single.
No, sir.
Okay. Can you tell us major river in India?
Yes, sir. Brahmaputra River, Ganga River, Yamuna River, and in our states, Mahanadi River, Shivnath River.
Okay. So in Ganga Mission, what are the major components of Ganga Mission?
Actually, it's a regeneration program by the government.
No, that's okay. I'm asking components of that program.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recollect.
Think so.
So you have done structural engineering.
Yes, sir.
Right. So how a building can be designed? Can you explain?
Sir, in building design, the first we have to calculate the load actually acting on the structure. Load acts from the slab to beam to column, and column to foundation. And
Okay.
from
Which software you can use for design of a building?
sir, there are various software in the market. I have used the StatPro. Other from that, there are ETAP, SAP 2000 are there.
There is a provision in Indian Standard Code. We have to reduce the moment of inertia of the structural members.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me about that?
Sir, in the earthquake resistant design, uh, generally we use the response reduction factor to reduce the design stress in the member, which is due to the ductility and the over.
How much we have to reduce it?
Sir, for the normally ordinary moment resisting frame, it is around 3.0, and for the special moment resisting frame, it is 5.0. And shear wall.
No. I'm not talking about R value. There is one more provision that the moment of inertia of the structural members like beam and columns are reduced, and a input is given in a stat pro also, a stat also.
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about.
You are not aware about that. Have you read 13920?
Yes, sir, in my graduation.
Which code is this?
It is a ductile detailing code.
Okay. In which zone it is compulsory?
Sir, for the zone 3, 4, 5, it is compulsory. And
What about in zone?
zone 2, for if height of the building is more than 15 meters, then we can apply it. If the height of building is less than 15 meters, then we don't have to apply it.
Okay. What do you understand by dynamic analysis of a structure?
Sir, in the dynamic analysis, actually the force is varying with the time. So we have to consider the method dynamic analysis, and damping is the main factor which comes into effect.
How we give input as per dynamic analysis of the structure?
Sir, we have taken there are many various ways in the dynamic analysis. It's like in the structural dynamics. We use the simple equations, fundamental equations. For the lump mass concept, spring concept, we use the damping coefficient factors and other factors to analyze it.
What do you mean by response spectrum?
Response spectrum, as per the definition written in IS 1893, response spectrum is a plot of maximum velocity, displacement, or acceleration with respect to time period or frequency. But in general terms, we use data SA by G versus time period of a building.
Can you draw the graph for response spectrum? So if the time period is 0,
Yes,
what
sir.
will be the value of SA by G? 0?
0.
No, it is not 0.
I think there is 1.
1. 1 here. It's not starting from the 0 point. It's like that. Okay, fine.
Okay. Devesh,
Yes, sir.
what is plane strain condition?
So in the plane strain condition, uh, in a plane, there are only two strainers acting, epsilon 1 and epsilon 2, and the shear strain tau xy is equal to 0. And in the plane strain condition, all the three stresses, sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3 are acting.
Okay. What is a real life example?
Real life example of plane strain.
Practical example.
So, sir, I'm not able to.
Any particular structural element that you design using plane strain condition? Suppose I am designing a wall.
Yes, sir.
Which condition I will consider? Plane strain will be considered or not?
Yes, sir, it may be considered.
It will be considered. Why?
Sir, because the loading is in the one direction, and that is z direction. So the stress will generate around the sigma x and sigma z. So it can be a plane strain action.
It is defined by the strain condition, that
Yes,
there
sir.
will be no
It
strain in
it
the
will
third
be.
direction.
Yes, sir.
Is it actually, if we are designing a wall, there will be no strain in one direction and only in two directions strain will come?
Sir, it may be, but not always.
Will it be zero or exactly zero, or will it be negligible?
It will be negligible, not exactly
Negligible.
zero.
So it is actually not zero.
Not zero. It's
That's
negligible.
how. Okay. What do you mean by slenderness ratio?
Slenderness ratio is defined as the length of a member divided by radius of gyration.
Length of the member, not
If
effective length.
effective length of the member divided by radius of gyration.
Suppose I'm making a steel column.
Yes, sir.
So what is the maximum value of slenderness ratio that I can adopt?
Steel column. If it is a compression member, then around 150.
150. You are guessing.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by splices?
Splices is actually a steel member which is used to connect two steel members. For example, connecting two beams or two columns. That's it.
Suppose I want to connect two columns.
Yes, sir.
So should I provide the splice on the flange part? Suppose both the sections are I section. So where should I connect the splice plate? On the flange part or on the web part or both of them?
Sir, actually it is designed on the both of them. In the flange part, it is designed for the movement acting on the column, and in the web part, it is designed for the shear stress and compressive load.
Okay. What do you mean by bracing elements?
Bracing elements is used in the truss structure, bridge truss structure, to actually get tuned. It keep the distance same, and it transfer the load,
Which type of load?
lateral loads.
Lateral loads. What is the value for the lateral load as per the code?
It's around 2.5% of axial load in case of steel.
Okay, fine. Tell me, what are the different types of piles that we use?
Sir, there are many category by which we can categorize the piles. For example, based on the depth, it can be defined as a shallow pile or deep pile.
Shallow pile or deep pile?
Okay, sorry, sir. Based on the material, it can be defined as timber pile, concrete pile, steel pile. Based on the method of driving the pile, it can be defined as a driven pile or cast in situ pile, board pile.
And what about depending upon the action of how they transfer the load?
It is a friction pile and bearing pile, or it can be combination of both.
What is under-ream piles?
Underream piles are the piles which are used in case of the expansive soils, wherein if the soil expands, then in the pile it produces the tensile stresses and it counterbalances it.
Okay. And how to find pile load capacity?
For pile load capacity, if there are a group of piles, then we can individually find the QU value of individual pile and multiplied by n and group pile capacity, and whichever
Is there any test?
okay, pile load test or standard penetration test, cone penetration test.
Okay, suppose we have SPT number.
Yes,
Now
sir.
how we will correlate with the pile load capacity?
Actually, sir, in the IS codes, there is empirical relation or graphs, tables are given.
What empirical relations we have?
Sir, I'm not able to recall it at that time.
What corrections are made on SPT number?
Sir, SPT number, we are applied two corrections, overburden pressure correction and the dilatancy correction.
Final question, how will we determine the void ratio of the soil in the field?
Okay. Using the dry density test.
Sir, Devesh, you are already selected in BARC
Yes, sir.
as trainee scientific officer.
Yes, sir.
Have you already joined it, or you are
No,
yet
sir,
to
I have
join?
not joined it.
You have to join it.
Sir, I have taken the extension, but I'm not sure they will take me back again
Why?
because the period of extension is over.
Period of extension is already over.
Yes,
Why
sir.
didn't you join?
Actually, sir, I want to give myself a once more chance in the engineering service examination, and I know I can score good in GATE again, so I can get the bark again if I want.
All right, that's good. Now, can you tell us the differences between a cable stayed bridge and a suspension bridge?
Okay, sir, in cable stayed bridge, there are piers from where the cables are taking the load from the deck, straight cables. And in the suspension bridge, there is a main cable in the form of the parabola. And from there, the hanger bars are taking the loads from the deck.
In cable stayed bridge, whether the cables are subjected to compressive load or tensile load?
Tensile load.
Tensile load. And in suspension bridge?
In suspension bridge, it is also tensile load in general loadings, not the wind, in case of wind.
In general loading due to the
Tensile loads.
tensile load. What about the pillars in suspension bridge? They are subjected to tensile or compressive loads?
Compressive loads.
All right, let's go to the next question. Now, I have asked a question to a previous candidate. Can you define what is critical hydraulic gradient?
Critical hydraulic gradient is a condition, hydraulic condition, not a property of soil, in which the soil loses its shear strength due to effective stress brought down to zero.
Effective stress brought down to zero, the soil loses its shear strength.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what happens?
Sir, if it happens in the sand, then the sand condition occurs where it behave like a virtual liquid, or it behave like a liquid.
It behaves like a liquid.
Yes, sir.
So that is also called as liquefaction.
Yes, the liquefaction, but is a different case. Liquefaction occurs due to the dynamic loading or in the earthquake. It's the same condition.
But the mathematical condition remains same.
Yes, sir.
Can it also happen in clay soil?
Sir, actually, it does not happen in clay soil because of its less permeability.
Because of less permeability.
Yes, sir.
But theoretically, can it happen?
Theoretically, it can happen.
Theoretically, it can happen.
But practically, it doesn't happen.
Can you write down the mathematical condition for quicksand to occur?
Critical hydraulic gradient is a specific gravity minus
That is
1.
correct. That is about critical hydraulic gradient, but this value should be less than or more than a certain value. What is it called?
Hydraulic gradient is suppose delta H upon L. L is the length of the soil and delta H is the difference in hydraulic gradient. Then I should be, if I greater than I critical, then quicksand condition will occur.
What is I?
Hydraulic gradient, actually hydraulic gradient on the field.
Actual hydraulic gradient on the field. How do you measure this actual hydraulic gradient?
Using a piezometer and the length of soil.
Using piezometer and length of soil.
Yes, sir.
Can you also measure it using flow net diagram?
Yes, sir.
Flow net diagram. And how do you prepare flow net diagrams?
Sir, it is a graphical representation of Laplace equation.
That is correct, but how do you prepare it for a given soil condition and a loading condition? How do you prepare flow net diagram?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about that.
You're not aware. That's all. From me.
Okay. Okay. We close your interview. We'll call you for the feedback after a minute. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you. So Devesh, you have a pleasing personality. Thoda during the interview, sometimes you show your body posture a bit stiff. Okay. So thoda relaxed रहिए. You are already doing M.Tech. Okay. So you are very good candidate. Okay. The only thing is that you need to brush up national programs. Okay. infrastructure, other things like say name of the major projects, civil engineering projects which has happened. You told that your interest came through the Galwan incident, okay, in the world affairs, okay. So then you should know how many projects have been approved,
Yes, sir.
who are executing, what are, why we could not do all those things, okay. You mentioned Galwan twice, thrice.
Yes, sir.
What is the key area or what features are in dispute in
Sir,
Galwan?
actually, there are fingers in the
हाँ,
north
so
of the Pangong Soli.
ठीक है, हाँ. So what are those finger numbers?
Between the finger number 3 to finger number 5.
3 to 5 is the, or 4
Point
to
of
8?
actually, India claims up to the finger 5 and the China claim up to the finger 3. So the main is between the 3 to 5.
Okay, ठीक है. So basically you should know about these features, these
Yes, sir.
different initiatives which are there, major initiatives, infrastructure, pipeline, okay.
sir.
Monetization, how much, why monetization is happening, what will happen in that. So general awareness on that.
Yes, sir.
And rest, I think you're quite good. Okay, so we are giving you 125.
Yes. Technically you have good knowledge. एक आध पॉइंट तो होता है, मिस होता है, कोई बात नहीं, उससे घबराना नहीं है. अगर सपोज इफ यू मिस 1-2 पॉइंट्स डजंट मैटर, कुछ नहीं होता, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. आपका नॉलेज अच्छा है, बस कंटिन्यू करो, यू विल डू बेटर.
ओके, पाउज.
देवेश, जितने एरियाज पूछे हैं लिमिटेड टाइम में, उसमें तो आपके एरिया ठीक है. थोड़ा और टाइम होता तो मैं आपसे आपके एमटेक और सब्जेक्ट्स के बारे में और पूछता. तो वो पार्ट आपका प्रिपेयर्ड है, फाइनाइट एलिमेंट है, मेथड्स?
यस सर, मैंने उनके शॉर्ट नोट्स क्रिएट कर रखे हैं.
हाँ, मैशिंग वगैरह जो भी होता है, जो भी मैट्रिसेस इन्वॉल्व होती है, सब्जेक्ट का एक ओवरव्यू रखिए. और प्रोजेक्ट जो आपने किया, क्या प्रोजेक्ट था आपका?
रोबोट डिजाइन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर्स अंडर अनसर्टेनिटीज, मेनली ड्यू टू लोड अनसर्टेनिटीज एंड द मटेरियल
उसका एक
अनसर्टेनिटीज.
ब्रीफ अच्छे से तैयार करिए.
यस सर.
आपका क्या उसमें मेन रोल था? अगर आपने सही से किया है तो इट वुड बी अ वेरी गुड एडवांटेज जो आप शो कर सकते हैं.
Yes.
नहीं किया तो फिर इतना ज़्यादा मत बताइएगा इसके बारे में, ठीक है? चलिए, बाकी तो आपका ठीक ही है.
आप प्रिपेयर्ड हैं, बस कॉन्फिडेंस अपना जो है बरकरार रखिए, मेंटेन रखिए. ठीक. टेक्निकल,
हाँ सॉरी, कैन
टेक्निकल अपना जो है ब्रशअप कर लीजिएगा. 3-4 दिन है आपके पास, और रिवाइज करते रहिए ताकि ऐसा ना हो कि एकदम ध्यान से हट जाए.
यस सर.
और कॉन्फिडेंस मेंटेन.
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
एक वर्ड ऑफ कॉशन, दिल्ली आईआईटी में चूँकि आप रहे हुए हैं 5 साल, तो दिल्ली के आसपास का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट, गंगा क्लीनिंग मिशन में क्या यमुना भी इंक्लूडेड है?
यस सर.
ओके, कितने एसटीपीज हैं, ये सब थोड़ा सा आप देख लीजिएगा. ड्रेनेज का इशू दिल्ली में क्यों है? ओके, सो जनरल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, जनरल अवेयरनेस. ओके, park was only, there is a project which IIT Delhi did it in that City Lake or Rose Garden and other areas. So have a look on that.
Yes.
Okay, right. All the best to you.
Thank you, sir.